Hello and welcome back to another Telltale video. In today's one, we're looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 33. And this one was one which I mean, to be honest, I don't know what to really make of this issue, just because I didn't know what was going to be happening in this issue. I was somewhat hoping that I'd be following up on some of the stuff that happened in issue number 31, but unfortunately they didn't. But this issue is the start of a new story arc where we do get Sabatos going to Tibet, and this one is dealing with the Charlie Llama and also some other stuff, and from what I can tell, this whole story arc is very controversial and all that kind of stuff, and it's never been really printed or anything like that, so I got a feeling that I've got to be very careful with what I speak about, because some of the stuff in this one, I don't know how to even pronounce some of the words, so, you know, we're off to a great start there. So, yeah. Okay, so for the first few pages, we get to see Mark Splinter. He has this dream where he's a rat. Of course he's a rat. Duh. But like he's saying that he's a rat in a cage, and he's been hunted down by I think they're like some police officers, and then he wakes up and realizes that it's a dream. However, because this dream he's been having it like quite often, he realizes that this like meaning is all like real and all too real and that kind of stuff, and like it never really goes on to explain what it really means. And this also never gets brought up again. From what I can remember, I don't remember if this does get brought up again. I mean, I'd like to say that it does, but at the same time I'm not too sure if it does or not. But I guess we'll wait and see about that. But after that, we do get to see the turtles, Splinter and Ninjara. They're about to leave to Tibet, and they do say goodbye to April and Oyuki. For some reason I was saying her name wrong in the last few reviews, so oh boy. But it's surprising that it's taken nearly 4 or 5 issues for them to finally say her name. What is up with that? I do find that'd be quite strange. But April and Yuruki, they're gonna be flying back to New York. I don't know what happened to the Dragon Warrior, so that's a bit strange. But after that, we do get Sabatos. They're so I'll say that this bit was actually quite fun to see, where Turtles are actually travelling and exploring the world and seeing how they got around to different countries and places and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand why they didn't just go straight back to like New York instead of going around to all these different places. I do find that to be quite weird, but at the same time I do quite enjoy this, so I'm not complaining all too much here. But I do get to see Splinter. He's trading all his equipment and all that kind of stuff to get what I want. And he trades his armor to get a boat, and then after that he trades. I think it's to get to get some yaks. I think it is. No, it's to get some food or cooling. No, I'm not too sure. It's like some survival equipment. He goes on to explain basically what it was like some matches and some food. And then after that they find some other people and they get some yaks. They don't explain what trade went on there, so. Yeah, somehow the Turtles got some yaks for free. It's unique. But after that, we do get to see this tiger guy, which I can't remember his name. Madan? I feel like that was his name, but I'm not entirely too sure about that. And he sees the turtles, and we don't really get an actual reason why he's following them or anything like that. But then that's when he's attacked by these ninjas. And then, weirdly, on my comic, or this digital scan of the comic, it just cuts over to a page of a map of where the Turtles have travelled. And I don't know if this is it's in the original comic or what, but it's just so weird to see the Turtles about to climb up the mountain to go attack some people, and then all of a sudden there's a map of where they travelled. I hope that's just the digital version, and hope it's nothing like it in the actual comic itself, because if that's the case, then yeah, that's just bad. That's incredibly bad. That's terrible. But either way, at the same time, I did quite enjoy it for just how stupid it was, but it was unique. But after that, we do get Sabatos. They go up and they fight Venetia guys with the Kamajan person. And for the rest of the issue, we do get to see him go on to explain a little bit more about like who he is, why he's doing all this stuff and all that kind of stuff. And goes on to explain about karma and all that kind of stuff. He does good things in this life. He'll be treated well in the next life and all that kind of stuff. And he goes on to explain some other stuff about religion and all that kind of stuff, which I must admit, I did find it to be like quite interesting. As I always do like find like when people talking about like religion and all that kind of stuff to be like rather fascinating, just because I'm always quite curious about that kind of stuff. And to see that they explain it here and all that kind of stuff, it was like rather interesting. And I felt like it could have been like cool to have like some sort of like debate in a way, in terms of like explaining like some stuff with like some sort of like ninjutsu, bushido, and all that kind of stuff, and comparing it to like all the stuff he was explaining. I felt like there could be like some really interesting conversations there, but I don't know if the writer who was writing this issue knew all too much about all this kind of stuff, so I don't know if this was just one of those kind of situations where he can only write about certain bits or anything like that, but I felt like there was definitely some like areas here that could have been a lot more interesting, with a lot more interesting conversations. But after that, we do get to see the turtles. They do arrive at the Crystal Palace, and that's when we do get to see that it's being attacked. And then there's this skeleton guy. He just walks out and runs away, and that's pretty much it for the issue. So it's a weird ending, but I don't know what to really say about it, because it's just some random skeleton guy with a sword and just runs away, and they don't really explain it all too well. But yeah, so I'll just say that overall for this issue, it was a pretty interesting one, with like some of the stuff which I will explain and going into detail about, with like religion, cultural stuff and all that kind of stuff, which I did find to be like rather interesting and fascinating when, because I had to say that like, some of the stuff which we're talking about is stuff which I'm like very curious about, and it's great to see that they are like explaining, talking about it in like these kind of books. And I feel like had I been like growing up with this kind of stuff, I would enjoy it a lot more. But either way, it was still like a really great read to read all that kind of stuff. And also something which I was quite surprised at when like comparing it to like the past few issues. This issue has some really great and amazing backgrounds, and it's a shame we don't get to see it all too much, because I feel like a lot of the backgrounds in this one were like really amazing to see, like all the different like surroundings, the nature and all that kind of stuff. It would have been like really great to see like a lot more stories take place in nature and all that kind of stuff, but unfortunately that's not the case. And even like some of the characters in this one, they're like so more unique, with like the Kamadan person, the ninjas, the skeleton guy, or whatever he's supposed to be. There's a lot of interesting characters in one which I really did enjoy the look of, and yeah, I have to say that overall this issue was just one that I feel like if you like certain aspects in terms of like learning about new like stuff of life and cultures, religions and all that kind of stuff, then this issue is definitely going to be for you. But at the same time, I can definitely see how some people could like maybe like get turned off by this issue just because of how, I don't want to say preachy, but just like goes on to explain so much about like certain cultures and religions. I don't know that some people can, I don't want to say like take offense, but they can get a bit bored and annoyed by that kind of stuff. So I can definitely see like some people taking a little bit of a problem with some of this stuff in this issue, but not in like a bad way, but just they much rather read something else and actually being a bit more entertaining, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. If you didn't, please share, subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.